What's happening, guys? Welcome back, episode 2 of the walkthrough, picking up here in Kalen. So, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and just run straight. We're just gonna follow this wall straight on down. This is gonna kind of lead us to our map. So, actually, if you were to actually go right here in the map and look, right, you can kind of see a road, and that takes you to your map. But the road's not really here anymore, right? So, because of that, I mean, I guess you can keep pulling up your map and just try to stay in line with it. Well, I guess I just know my way around, so I just kind of use the wall as, like a marker to keep me straight here. It is a little bit off to the right. So, like, if you went and looked at, you see what I'm saying? Like, I just know because I've done it so much. But if you just kind of follow this all the way down, you're going to get to a lake with some dragons. Now, you may have noticed that really, really, really big dragon right there by Fort Ferris, where we just got our talisman. If you take him out using a golden pickle output, you will get 100,000 runes, and we will do that. I don't really think we need 100,000 runes right now, but eventually we absolutely have got to take him out, because when you take him out, you get dragon hearts. So dragon hearts are used to buy certain incantations, and there's a legendary incantation. So we got to take him out. Then we're going to have to go to the Church of Dragon Communion and buy a legendary spell. So there is a trophy for all legendary spells and incantations, obviously. So that's, we got to take him out. So it's not that we're farming. It's not that we're just trying to, get a bunch of levels, but we got to kill him. And it's probably wouldn't be the worst idea to do it right now with this being a platinum walkthrough. And, for newer players that might be struggling, we could put all those runes right into health and get health pretty far up there, probably 25, 30, right at the start. So I wouldn't recommend doing it for damage stats, but so from there, the map, if you just follow this straight on up, you might get killed by a dog, but as you see, you can kind of just juke them, and this will lead you up here. So once you get up here, we can go get a side of grace that we are going to need much later on, but having it now would be nice, so we don't have to worry about running back. Now, I think we have to rest to de-aggro some stuff here, guys. Alright, so this should be good. Now, we're going to go jump back to Fort Ferris. I guess before we do anything else, let's just go ahead and get the round table hold knocked out. Before we go on anywhere else, guys. So for that, go down here to Melina. Tell her you're off to the round table hold.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
Alright, so she's going to take us over here to the round table hold. There's, it's a hub area, just like every other game. This is where all your NPCs are kind of hanging out. You're obviously going to have a blacksmith here. You're going to have people to buy spells from. And there you go, your first trophy, as I stated last episode. So visiting the round table hold will be the first of, I think it's like 42 to 44 trophies. Any Hoosiers, how many souls do we have at this point? 443. So what we're going to do, if you're doing, that's just early on incantation, but if you're doing a build with any incantation, there's a decent starter one. Like I said, we're doing a pyromancy build. It's going to be a blood flame build. However, we're going to have access to regular fire stuff too.
So that one day ensuring either way.
Tell them you see it.
Most tarnished of you, Arcel.
Now, study incantations, we'll be able to go down here and get Flame Sling. It's only a 10 faith requirement. Gonna give us a ranged option. You also have Catch Flame. I don't think it's too impressive. I wouldn't, waste my souls. But since we are semi-faith, we could just grab all this stuff. Everything else here is just urgent heal. Heal. We will grab heal later on for a boss. Kind of trick way to be at a boss, pretty cool. But for now, we don't need it. But if you want it just as another heal option, it's not going to be bad. Cure Poison, Magic Fortification, and Flame Fortification, so you'll take less damage against magic and fire by using that. I don't think stuff like this, really matters, to be completely honest. And Cure Poison's a waste, because we're going to get an incantation that clears poison and rot. So like I said, with this build, we'll be able to cleanse status effects. Poison and rot are the biggest ones you're going to run into the most, so it's not going to cure all. But the main two you're going to, face, it will. Now this produces a shockwave that pushes away foes. If you want to play around with that, you can. So now we got that. Let's go ahead and equip our first real incantation and take these off. I'm not going to use them. So every class starts off with 2 spell slots. We're going to have to find memory stones, and every time we find one, we're going to get another spell slot. And we're going to be running around getting a bunch of that stuff too. So after that, we'll go over here, talk to
I
D.
don't believe we've met. I'm known as D. I hunt the heed my those who live all the more.
So the ones that live in death is who D hunts, like skeletons that are alive, death mariners, or tibia mariners, anyone that's like undead, right? So that's what D does. So he represents the Golden Order. These are Golden Order builds are a hybrid build of Faith Intelligence. Now there's many Faith Intelligence type builds, but this pretty much is a wholly focused build. So it seems like it'd just be faith, but no, it's actually faith and intelligence. And he does sell those incantations later on if you're interested in that. There's not many for it. I don't think it's, extremely viable build. It could be possible, just sword, shield, couple incantations, keeping it simple. But yeah, figured I'd mention that. You're gonna need a bunch of physical damage, guys. It's just meeting enough faith, enough emperor buffs.
By the way, she's my servant. Take your eyes if you find
Dialos, his servant has been killed. He wants revenge. He's going to invade us very late game. We get his pretty cool armor set and his weapon. Really cool blood loss whips. And we're just circling the table right now. We're going to talk to Gideon the asshole.
This I can't remember very well.
He pretty much just like runs this place or has been here the longest or some shit.
A house guest. Remember your place. Newcomer.
Like I said, very, very pleasant fellow. Alright, now from there we can go on back here to the right. This will be Hugh. He's our blacksmith. He is a misbegotten, but he's actually a really decent guy. You'll like Hugh a lot. His story, I always say, go through the dialogue in your own time, guys. There's a lot of really good story here. So if we went here right now, if I had the runes, I could go ahead and bring my weapon up to +2. We're just going to kind of wait a bit, and we'll get it up later on. Just going to talk about the change. Go through all his dialogue options right now, so we won't have to do it later. So you're a prisoner.
No, don't read too much into it. Well, no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Even time. Technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
So, like I said, go ahead and get your dialogue options. Down here for melee builds, quality builds. If you guys want a ranged option and you're not going to be using any spells, I'm going to grab this just because I like it. I don't need it. But, and down in here, there's some incantations. Pretty much one that like keeps you in a fog. And with that, you can kind of, do a little bit of stealth. But you come out the fog, you're not, you can be detected again. So it's kind of a waste. I wouldn't grab them. Down here is the Creepus Black Key Crossbow and Black Key Bolts. Black Key Bolts do rot buildup. So it can be really nice. Rot is like a very supercharged poison. So while poison takes on your health very slow in this game, rot does not. Rot will put you down really quick. So it's a really solid choice. Very beautiful crossbow as well, and it's a somber weapon. Somber weapons are typically easier to upgrade. Now, we came in, just so no one gets confused in this place of the navigation. So we came in right here. There's Corn, D, Dialos. If you go jump over this balcony, there's a very hard fight for you right now, so don't do that. But if you go sticking to the left side, going back here, interact with Encho, you'll get an emote. He will not say anything to you. What do you want? Gesture. Now we go to the back. This is the Twin Maiden Husk. So they are merchants, the merchant for the game, because they have regular stuff. They actually have your first real armor set, which is down here. Kind of looks like the Vagabond a bit. They have some stuff, some weapons here, easy, simple stuff to start with. But eventually, we're gonna take bell bearings here. Certain bosses and enemies drop bell bearings. Now, bell bearings will allow us to buy infinite amounts of every smith and stone besides the very last one. There are limited amount of those in the game. But smith and stones 1 through 8, summer stones 1 through 9 can all be bought infinite amounts. So it's gonna be nice. Now, this is throughout the whole game. You're not gonna find any for a long time. But bell bearings, you turn them in here, and every time you do, their inventory goes up. And now we're at the point we're done with the round table hold. Just remember, if you want to get back there, I didn't know this my first playthrough. I'm like, how the fuck do I get back there? It's on the bottom left of your map. Now they made that emblem bigger. I don't remember getting that big, but Should be pretty easy to find. So from there, let's go and jump back to Fort Fair. Now it's time to start knocking out Caelid. So to do this, we are going to hop on Torrent. And what we want to do, all the stuff we want is in the bottom of Caelid. Upper Caelid has nothing else for... Oh wait, no, I lied. Leave here, go to the right. There is one memory stone we can grab. This memory stone is going to give us an additional spell slot. So we're heading back the way we came. We're aiming for this big tree. We want to go ahead and use this Spirit Spring and jump on down. Go to your right. Be careful, there's a very formidable boss right here. He's worth like 88,000 runes if you want to try to fight him, but you're probably going to lose. So we came up from the far left. So the far left is the bridge, and that's how we'll get back to the Bestial Sanctum. However, if you stick to the right, you'll be able to go over here to Lynn's Rise. Over here, get some, like I said, later game areas are going to have bigger runes as well. Look at that, rune 6, rune 8. Those are worth a few thousand. Alright, golden rune 1. So, we're going to drop down using the Spirit Spring. Then we're just going to go over out front and grab this side of grace. So this is a puzzle tower. Puzzle towers are around this game. 90% of the time they have memory stones. Very rare and very few ones typically will have spells and really good magic talismans. But like I said, those are later game, very rare. So now we're going to kind of go back the way we came towards the cliff, turn around, and we're going to hit the Spirit Spring, and we're going to jump up to the right. And the very last second, we're going to double jump. So this is how this works. We want to jump all the way up on this ledge. So usually you got to like solve a puzzle to get in this, but this one's broke. The statue up front was broke, so you just use your Spirit Spring to get on up. Because those statues kind of let you know what you got to do to solve the puzzle. Since it was broke, you have to, you know, kind of get creative with that. Now that we have that, looking at my notes. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, so we are good now. There's other stuff we can do here, but we're going to do it when we come back up later because it's just items we have no use for yet. So now we are back to Fort Fair, and what I was trying to say earlier is we got everything we want from the top half. This is very late game stuff. So not very late game, very mid game stuff, very high level stuff. So all the stuff we want, the spells, the wands for your mage builds, smithing stones, everything else is at the bottom of the map. So, you know, the only other way to get here, which way you would typically find this place, is going in the ruins and get sent in a transporter trap. Well, that's going to put you in a cave with a bunch of guys that's just going to kill you quick. So I have a much better route. So I said, you know, my walkthrough is 2 years old, but you gotta remember, a lot of things have been found since this game has been out. They haven't been covered in other people's walkthroughs because, you know, the game was new at the time. So I felt like it needed an updated walkthrough, so here we are. And this is one of them. I've never seen anyone talk about this path. It gets you some really good stuff. And it's a huge shortcut while getting great stuff. So we're just gonna climb up the skull here, guys. It looks like a rock, it's actually a really creepy skull. This is going to get you some very late game smithing stones. Now you need 12 of each regular smithing stone for upgrades, but finding one here, finding one there, they do add up. So we want as many as we can get everywhere we get them. Stones for key should be a 7. I think it's 2 7s. Yeah, so we got 2 7s, 1 8. Now we're going to go down to the east. Just use your Spirit Spring to fall down. Don't take no damage. Now we're going for this church. You don't want to go on the inside of the church or the front of the church. Enemies are just going to kill you too quick. So instead, stay to the left of it. We'll be able to go in here and get another sacred tier and a checkpoint for later that's going to be helpful when we do most of this quest line. You can grab your sacred tier. Then we're just going to kind of go around getting these crafting materials. Unfortunately, these don't respawn, but we're right here right now. We won't even need them. These are used to cleanse rot. You know, for our faith builds out there like us, we'll be able to cleanse it with the incantation, but for everyone else, you're going to have to craft boluses, and that's one of the materials you need. Let's go and rest. Alright, so from here, we're going to go out this left side. If you want to kill these harpies, they all drop rune 9s. Rune 9s are worth like 4,000 or something like that. 3,000, I think. They only drop it the first time. You cannot farm that resource, but they're pretty, you know, they're pretty high level for what you are right now, even being in lower Caleb. So we're gonna jump up here, grab a golden rune 4, right? Or 5, wow. Now we're gonna go straight. We're heading straight for that troll. And we're not gonna fight this guy. We're not gonna fight anything here. All we're doing is trying to drop down into the bottom half of Caleb. So what we want to do is go to the left of the edge. We'll be able to kind of drop down without taking any damage if we stick to the left side. And just kind of curve to the right, ride this branch right on down. Like I said, really, really, you know, helpful stuff here. As we go, as soon as you go under this branch, you're going to go to the right. Get a side of grace here. Now while we are right here, we're going to do some running around. Alright, so we're going to go get enough smithing 1s, 2s, and 3s to get your weapon up to +9. If we were able to pick up 2 smithing 4s, we can get up to +10. So if you just go down to the swamp from here and go pick up all these items. One thing is a rune arc. That's not going to come to play for about 9 hours from now. But look at that, 3 smithing 4s. So as long as we have 2 of those, and we get 12s, 1s, 2s, and 3s, we can get any basic weapon up to +10, and that's kind of what we're aiming for. So after that, this is really nice. We can come down here and get a Somber 4 and Aeonian Butterfly. So we have Somber Stones 1, 2, and 4. We only need a 3, and we can go all the way up to +4. So this is going to be a Holy Ash Spore doing holy damage. This one will explode. So it usually take out Mosquito, but it wasn't close enough. And you do want to try to kill the dragonflies. Those great dragonfly heads are used to craft boluses, which cure poison, which cure rot, and stuff like that. So heading out of there, if you come over here to the right side, we'll be able to grab a side of grace for much later, but also another summons. So we got a summon of like 3 wolves, if you guys remember. Well, we're about to get a dog, 1 single dog. It's pretty squishy, meaning it's not going to take much damage, but it does do rot buildup. So, you know, if we can inflict rot on the enemy with this summon, it's going to, you know, really drain his health pretty quickly. Then we can just kind of do attacks to finish him off. But keep in mind, that same dog is right here. So, just try to, it always comes in twos. There, it makes it easier, get that blood loss. There you go. Okay, so with him out the way, we're just literally following this around. So for now, let's kind of put that on. It's just a better option. 3 wolves is better than 1 dog, but rot buildup is better than all of it. You know what I'm saying? So if you take this guy out, it's an invisible scarab. If you find him and take him out, you're going to get poison ornament. So that would actually go with our build. As you know, we're doing arcane, so the only reason I chose arcane is because I know a lot of people online talking about how, you know, new players go to blood loss build, so I figure we'll give it a shot. It's the one build I've never done. I've done quality, I've done strength faith, I've done dex int, so pretty much everything but a bleed build. So I'm curious of how much fun we can have with it. I know the blood flame incantations are a lot of fun too. So as you go down, you've just got a Summer 5, which typically you wouldn't find for about 20 hours, you know. Here we are in hour 2 of the game. Only been in the game for about an hour and 10 minutes, and we already got a Summer 5 because you know where to look, and that's the thing. So as you come down from there, we're going under the branch, and we're going to take a right into the first set of ruins. This is going to get us a very, very powerful starting spell for mages. So this is called Rock Sling. It summons up 3 big boulders from the ground and fires them ahead. So it's like gravity magic, which is really powerful in this game. It does a lot of poise damage and does regular damage. So if you want to get creative, you could use this, break an enemy's poise, then get like a dagger and do critical attacks on, you know, bosses, and that can be really good. Hoping they let us out. Oh wait, I have steel on my shield. Yeah, I'm probably gonna die here. Yep. It's okay. It's okay. What we're doing is kind of a suicide run anyways, just run around getting all the stuff. Usually I don't die doing any of this, but what happened was he almost had us dead and we were inflicted with poison, so that poison kind of just finished us off. Important thing is we got what we wanted out of there. So we don't get lost and we're trying to navigate this properly. If you guys remember, we came in from over here. And we went under this branch, right? There you go. So let's pick up where we left off. So it's act like we never died there. So we got rock sling from there. If you go up over here on the left, you can get the perfumer set and a perfume bottle. Perfume bottles, you can craft different stuff where you like throw out fire, throw out poison. So you won't get any more or a recipe to craft them for a long time. But once here, so we're going to grab it. From there, just go straight ahead. Go in here, you're going to kill poison flowers. Raw flowers. Now, if you don't feel like messing with them, so I'm not even going to grab, there's a staff right here. Much better. That's scaling staff. Cannot be upgraded, but it does have that scaling. So, if you don't feel like dealing with them, all you got to do is run down the edge and just pick it up. Meteorite staff, which boosts gravity spells. We just picked up rock sling, which is a gravity spell, so the damage will be boosted by using the staff. Now, both have a 18 intelligence requirement. If you're doing a pure mage build, you start with 16. That's only 2 levels. I think you start 14. Yeah, 14, and on the other side, it's only 4 levels. You know, it's not hard to get up to that, you know, that requirement. You have to use that. So now we've done a full loop around the swamp, grabbing everything worth our while. We're going to jump back to Southern Aeonian Swamp Bank. Trust me, guys, this is going to work out very nicely for us. As you guys already see, we're getting, you know, spells, we're getting new staffs for mages. So as far as what we just got, look at that. S scaling and intelligence and a little bit of strength scaling too. Sorcery scaling at 60, which they'll keep going up with your stats. 18 requirements, 6 strength, which I don't know what's there. Everybody has at least that, you know what I mean? So if we picked up that, and just going over so far, we have options for quality. We have options for quality that would work for strength as well. That works for dex. That works for intelligence. We still have faith, colossal weapon for strength builds, and a few other things we're going to pick up. Now, if you get back here on the main road, you can go all the way down and grab your map. Right there. Now, we're just going to kind of go straight and grab the Church of Dragon Communion. Now, we don't need this right now. There's a very, very fine armor farm here. So if you want to farm a really nice looking set, well, it's probably the nicest set of armor you're going to see for a long time. Very formidable enemy, but if we were to upgrade our weapon, it'd be easier. He just has a lot of health right now. And there's still tactics to take him down, as you know, as of now. When we go on over here, though, we grab Ancient Dragon Apostles Cookbook, and this is the Banished Knight. Like I said, these guys are extremely formidable. But if you lead in with a backstab, look at that armor set. That's what we're after. Hit it with a backstab. You don't have time to get a good charge attack, followed by a Grasp of War, follow up, good stagger him. There you go. I know this game pretty well, I think. Get that critical. Let's see if we hit that Astral one more time. There you go. So you can farm this guy. Like that time we got this great sword. That's actually one of the better great swords in the game that you can get from, you know, regular drops. This is just you know, really nice looking. Solid move set on that. Basic greatsword moveset. But yeah, this thing does a lot of poise damage, a lot of posture damage. It's just a really fine weapon. Comes at 142 plus 27 quality, D strength, D dex. 17 strength requirement, 9 dex. So it would probably scale better with strength as you upgrade it. However, it would still work for our build for a while. You know what I mean? If we wanted to use it. We'll be going around getting the stones to do that stuff. So that's cool. But the important thing is the farm. You know, upgrading your weapons is going to make it much easier to do. Now we have all of Caelid unveiled, all of Limgrave unveiled. But yeah, make it much easier to do if you upgrade your stuff, right? But with that being said, it's some, you know, you can get some really, really nice armor. You know, you can get a shield. Anything any enemy has, you can get for the most part. Some have really low drop chances. Don't get me wrong, right? But all in all, like, you can get pretty much anything you want in this game. It's really cool. So this time we're going to go off to the left and get on this main road. There's going to be birds. There's going to be dogs. They might kill you, but most likely they won't. Now, this will be the last thing in Caelid we're going to do besides going to get one big old colossal sword for strength builds. And that's kind of the last thing we're going to do with also picking up another fire incantations. Like I said, we're doing a pyromancy build pretty much for the most part that also is going to take advantage of, blood loss. So it's going to be kind of really fun, best of both worlds. So we're just going straight on down. And just aim for this tower back here. So right behind the tower is going to be a site of grace. Grab that right there. Now, there's more optional stuff. If you're doing a strength build, there's actually Ash of War we can get over here called Cragblade. You're going to throw your weapon into the ground, covering it with rocks. It's going to give you like 20% more damage and a bunch of poise damage. So it's right here. He's probably going to fall by these soldiers and make life harder. Maybe not. Maybe get lucky. But he might fall down. And they're going to be surrounded by soldiers, so you could get killed. But yeah, really powerful Ash of War for strength builds for sure. I say strength. I mean, I guess anything, but you know what I mean. Now, try to just ignore these guys, and there's one more scarab if you go all the way down here. Probably gonna get you killed, not a big deal if it does. This is another somber stone. So while we're upgrading our stuff, we'll have a few choices here. You know, it's gonna be nice. Because, once you use up your somber 4 and 5, you're not gonna have another chance for a long time. And I said that from the start. When it comes to weapon upgrades, you really need to pick something you like a lot because it's gonna have to last you for a long, long time. We'll get a couple, 1 through 5s, but not many, and not early on. You're only going to get like 1 or 2 chances. We have naturally got enough runes for some levels. Let's grab them. Got to get up to 5 flask already. Go level up. There we go. So I said, if we lose levels doing this, we're not worried about it, right? Because we haven't started doing content yet. But if you have enough to level up, get it, right? Let's go right here. We're gonna wait on this boulder. This is a legacy dungeon, or not legacy dungeon. It's got one of the main story remembrance bosses, which is Radon. Very, very tough fight. If you don't know how to fight them. But we can come here early and grab some stuff. So this is very high level. We're not fighting anybody that we don't have to. These guys are gonna put us down. They're gonna put us down fast. So as you come across, zigzag across that stuff. Back here is Smith 3. We're just going to loop around this tower, shoot out to the right. There's going to be another ballista firing at us, so what we want to do is just ride straight across, all the way to that edge. Then just ride this edge on up. No one can reach us. We're going to ride up to this gate. That's where we're going to jump down, though. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the right here. You'll be able to jump on over to this platform. This guy said don't worry about fighting anyone because they're really high level. He's just a foot soldier. I think it's like 3-4 hits, he's done. Yeah, so not too bad. And we could drop, get another smithing 6 right here. And the whole point of going to this castle now, the whole point of this is to go get a really good weapon and some smithing stones. But also there's a fire Ash of War. But yes, we are going to go get another really good weapon with innate bleed. It's the Flame Burst, just a nice great sword with blood losses. It's not for like an arcane build, unfortunately. But you could put another blood loss Ash of War on it and make it do a lot. A lot of blood loss. But it's just, for quality builds, dex builds, strength builds, giving everybody just another great starting weapon. Because for a while, it's just going to be us all being like knights with shields and, swords and shields. Now we'll have different builds, but for a while that's just the weapons you have. So if you want to take these guys out, they're 260 runes apiece. We don't have to, we can run straight past them, but this stuff adds up. Every 2 is 520, so. Alright, so I think we do need to be on Torrent. We might be able to get the far side. If you can just kind of stay on Torrent, going through this, and jump past all of them. But I think it's easy enough souls to get. This weapon seems to be doing good against them. Now over here we do want to get on Torrents. So the way this works is, guys, get to this edge. Don't go across yet. This is a hole. It's a gap. We're going to see a scarab. there's going to be a harpy, and they can grab you and do poison damage and just one-shot you. So, you know, and then we got a bunch of bats. We're not fighting nothing. We're going straight for the scarab. We're going to try to put it down as fast as we can, because that's going to give us that fire ash of war. What's also great about the fire ash of war is you can set up your weapon to do fire damage right at the start and get pretty much double the damage. You get over 100 in fire plus over 100 in physical. Really nice. So we're going to kill him, and then there's going to be a ladder right there we go up. So this is where I had us pretty much stopping. But in between the last episode and this one, I was going through my notes and decided, well, if we can, proceed a little bit through the castle, we can get a really good weapon. So go ahead and grab that. Flaming strike. Yep, there we are. We're dead. So good thing is when we run back, we don't have to worry about wasting time with the scarab. And also, we don't even have to do this right now. There's no reason to do it unless you really want this sword, and that's it. But we don't, I could just tell you guys about it and tell you to get on your own, but I don't think you're gonna know where to find it. So patient, it can get you midair, and if you do get hit, you're obviously dead. But if, like, you sit in that fire, it's gonna kill you pretty quick. So same thing, guys. We're going all the way across, going all the way up. If we die again, that's just it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna keep wasting a bunch of time here. I'm gonna give it one more attempt to try to get you guys another really good sword, but that's it. But this sword is a little bit of ways through the castle, so we're gonna try to ignore all the enemies here and get to it, right? But it's a little bit of ways. I just want to get it because I know it's gonna help people. And it's got blood boss built in. It's a really good quality weapon. This time we'll ignore everybody. It's more of an inconvenience. It doesn't take long to get back here. Just remember your jump. Remember there's a hole there, right? So, I'm good there. Now we don't have to worry about fighting the scarab, so we should get up this ladder just fine. So the regular soldiers here, the first few we'll encounter, they're not an issue. But there's going to be like straight up knights with fire spears. They're the issue. They are a real problem. So, like, guys like this, we're not worried about. We just rush up, get a backstab. Put him mostly down. You know what I mean? Not too bad. This guy, 1, 2. So, guard counters are great, but you gotta remember, if you try to get a guard counter in the middle of a combo, you might get caught. So I don't think we'll take any damage. Let's try to get a drop attack on the dog. Reason being, if you went around that other way, there's one of them fire knights up there. You don't want to fuck with that. You really don't. And here, these guys are trying to just, like, usually a commoner like this you kill one hit. These guys, later game area, so they got more health. They're worth like 210 rooms apiece. And there's a shortcut, so you guys can go and grab this. Now, this is if, we die again, you guys have the shortcut. If you personally want to run back through here to try to get this weapon. Like I said, I'm not going to waste any more time as far as the walkthrough. There's a lot of bullshit we have to run past to get here. But it's actually like right down there, the next building over. So it's not like far, but it's, you have some bullshit to get past. Like right here, this guy with an explosive crossbow and a rapier. It could be a little annoying. So we're just gonna jump over him. You got big ass lions with curved swords on their feet. But this way we can go on over to the left. Grab an item out of here. And some less stuff we have to do when we come back. We're gonna try to just ignore these guys and just run past them. So if you stick to the right, and run up these stairs. Yeah, we'll be fine. We're about there. See, it's not even that bad. That's what I'm saying. It's not bad at all. Just don't fight this shit. You'll be alright. If you fight it, that's where you fuck up. Because you're just not ready for it. You can go and break those. We're in 6. There's going to be 2 guys behind these boxes. They're just foot soldiers, so it's not really like they're, really a threat. It's easy enough just to jump through and roll. Now, what we're after is right over here. this building right here. It's actually pretty nice too because we get a smithing 5. We can start working on those. And it's going to be a long time before we can start finding these. But once we do, having a couple towards that 12 mark will be nice. So there's going to be a big ass guy over here. We're just going to try to dodge through him. If you get hit, just heal through it. But right here, smithing 3. More one is right here. So that's the flame burst. Excellent, excellent start weapon, guys. Then if we go all the way up, we could actually get a smithing 5. So. Which is right over here. There we go. That's everything we cared about. I was wanting to fast travel. I don't think they want us to. Oh yeah, make it easy. Thank you. There we go. So from there, we'll jump. Yeah, I guess Aeonian Swamp Shore. There's only like one more thing to get here. And we are only 36 minutes in, so we should have enough time to fit in most of Weeping Peninsula. So there should be at least one level, almost 2. Let's go and grab it. Oh, it was 2. Look at that. Already 16 health. Don't mind it one bit. We haven't even started doing content yet. We're reaching our weapon requirements and the spell requirements for the things we're going to use. Yeah, so we're just going straight on out to the main road and going to the right. Any sites of grace on the way get. It's just going to help us later on. You know what I mean? We can't use it now, we can definitely use it later. That's the way I look at it. Alright, to get on this main road, we're going to take this up. We're going to kind of ride through some ruins. We're going the right way? Yeah. And then we'll be able to go grab, on the other side of that, we'll be able to go grab a colossal greatsword for strength boys. So we already got intelligence. This will close out strength. We got quality. We got stuff for dex. The only thing we're needing is faith at this point. Well, faith, you know, and to grab this for strength. Arcane, there's nothing for us. So if anyone's like, oh, you chose Arcane, take the easy way. How? We're the only ones that don't get weapons for a long time, so it's not the easy way. Actually, I tried using a bleed build before. I found it harder than faith strength, in my opinion. But I didn't go like super high in the blood loss. You know, I kept it kind of at a bare minimum. This time we're gonna try it different. But yeah, I only respected into like a blood loss build for like the last part of the game. And I did enjoy it. That's what gave me this idea. I tried to do like a blood flame theme, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. That's, you know, what we're gonna do for the walkthrough. A lot of newer players go to blood loss anyways. I've never done it. We still have that faith aspect, so it's going to be a lot of fun and very, very powerful. Now, we're going to crouch, and we're trying to get to this cart. So these carts are pulled by trolls. Usually. Now, sometimes you find one like these that are abandoned, and all you got to do is just jump up and get the loot. But if you see them being pulled by trolls, like they were in Limgrave, you have to actually hit the troll. You don't have to kill it, but you got to attack it. Now, from there, if we get killed, we get killed. It doesn't matter. We're going for the scarab. Fire incantation. Come on, just one more. Did he get it? Fuck yeah, we got it at least. That's everything we want. Those dogs are actually extremely easy to kill when it's, you know, when you're ready for it. I know folks are like, oh, the dog. No, they're actually really easy. You just don't have the damage options you want yet. So with that, Caelid should be wrapped up because we got the golden seeds, we got the sacred tears, we even got the church for later, we got all the sober stones, we got everything. Alright, so we are good to go. I guess it's not going to hurt to jump on over to the round table hold and put the upgrades that we actually do have into our weapon. You know, we have some stuff we could sell, we have some runes. We can't go past level 2 right now. We have 1, 2, 4, and 5. We have all, but we are missing 3, so. There's not one you're going to naturally find for quite some time. We will get one next episode, though. What don't we give a shit about? That's only going to be 40, though. That's all we have. I mean, it's the start of the game, you know what I mean? So far, 1600 gets us. Only need 2 upgrades, 640 and 960. That's summer 1, summer 2. So we're already at over 200 damage. You know, it's not bad. If we go down to status, you look at our ornament 1, that's 232. Not bad at all. Do we have a better shield option yet? No, we do not. Alright. And next episode is what I'm most excited for because we're getting, so we're going over here to Gillick. So we're going to get, you know, a lot of upgrades to bring these weapons way up. Basic weapons, summer weapons, way, way, way up. But also we're going to go get our first incantation for our Blood Flame build, which is going to be Blood Flame Sword. Or was it called Blood Flame Sword? I think that's what it's called. But anyways, we're heading right down here. We're going to get into Weeping Peninsula to take care of Fate. But even at +2 going through here now, look at this. You know? No, Blood Flame Blade. 10 Arcane, 12 Fate for it. It's really going to be badass because it's going to be your weapon with fire damage, but also it builds up Blood Flame. When Blood Flame builds up, it does little explosions of blood loss. Really cool. Really cool. I'm hoping I can get one of these guys' shields to drop. Yeah, this sword is just, it cleans up nice. So there will be a ballista here. This guy's horrendous aim. And it might hit you if you're just sitting right in front of it. We don't have to, you know, take the time and clear this out. The reason I'm doing it is because I was trying to get a shield to drop. But there is a smithing stone, and it's going to be a stone sword key right up there. Get those iframes so you can do critical attacks and you get your iframes, guys. Alright, so he dropped down. So over here is going to be your stone sword key. Now, once we are across, well, get your butterflies. So once we're across, we're going to go over here to the right, get our next site of grace. Then we're going to go talk to Arena, our next NPC. So Arena wants us to deliver a letter to her father. Now this is a quest that's going to come along much later. Not much later, like a couple episodes. But when it comes along, we might, you know, we'll have, when it's time to do Weeping Peninsula, what if we decide to fast travel and then we overpass her, right? So let's go ahead and get her quest started so we know we don't have nothing to worry about and we're not missing anything.
Might I bend your... My name is a servant's day, but I swear my good father decided to... the servant...
Keep going through her dialogue. As always, we're exhausting this. So deliver the letter.
Thank you. Then please, deliver it. Please, you can be stubborn.
Alright. So as I said before, you'll see these carts in the world being pulled by trolls. Typically, you have to smack the troll. You don't have to kill it, but you gotta smack the troll to stop it. This one, you don't even have to get off your horse, but you can go get a weapon in here. One-handed weapon with blood loss, pretty nice. No range, but you know. So, there's your Morning Star. If you want to try to fight all this stuff, you can, guys. But these dogs, they start staggering attacks. So the dogs, that's what they're going to do, and that's what you want to look out for. They can stagger their attacks, meaning one will hit you, then the second later the other one hits you. And when they do that, they kind of stun lock you, and you're not able to get any attacks off. So, if there's any advice I can give someone that's just picking up these games, you always take out the dogs first. Always, always, always take out dogs first. So I'm going to go and clear it since we're here. I really want the shield. Oh, there's the greaves. Those are the same ones we have on. Oh no, we didn't get a drop yet. That must have been when I was prepping or something. Okay, because what I do is a different save file. So I'm prepping for episodes. I go through, and then I'll just go through again. You know, when we do the walkthrough that way. You know, make sure I got good notes on everything. I took these notes to this walkthrough a while back, so I'm kind of redoing my notes and stuff. And when I went through, I got these greaves. I thought it was a walkthrough. It must have been note taking. That blood loss is a son of a bitch, isn't it? Alright. And with clearing this, we know we don't have to come back here to do this later. We're not missing anything. We can fast travel with one. Because we got Arena's letter. We got all this shit. Okay, dog. See what I'm saying? They kind of like stun lock you, you just can't do anything. Okay. Smithing 2. Nothing else here, so we're good to go. So we're going to go on up. Hit another puzzle tower. Should be a scary. Yeah, there. So this is going to have like a bow Astro Boar for bow builds. Very hard builds to pull off. Now, if you want to keep a bow for like just a range option, that's fine. But some people are doing like straight up bow build runs. You gotta respect them people, man. That shit ain't gonna be easy at all. Really not. You'll probably be crafting a lot to keep up with enough arrows and stuff, you know. Alright, so if we can't get a level, let's go shopping. This is the first merchant you meet that actually has some stuff you might want. So right down here, Bastard Sword, really fine choice, 16 shrimp, 10 dex. I like it. I like how it feels. I like the moveset of it. You know, it's not bad whatsoever. Besides that, that already comes with parry though. Just, you know, more arrows. Early armor set, not too nice. That was a starting gift you could have got. It adds like 1 level to health. It's nothing, you know, nothing at all. But I'm always going to buy crackpots. I'm always going to buy smithing 2s early on when we see them. Crossbow. We got the Crespus. We're not worried about it. I really like that shield. I like the way it looks. How much does it cost? 1,000. You know, you take some damage. Not much. Fortunately, it has parry on it. I haven't picked up no skill yet, but it is a nice early looking choice. You know what I mean? Something to switch it up a bit. Now, we will be able to go buy something called no skill. It's the Astro Boar we can put on it. Any Hoosers. For now, we're going to turn around from him, and we're going to go right up the Spirit Spring. You're going to aim to the right, and get on top of this tower for the Turtle Shield. And a Warming Stone. So that Turtle Shield actually boosts your stamina regeneration. Warming Stones, you throw those on the ground, creates a sigil standing in that will heal you. So that's also pretty nice. It's actually used for one quest, not to the DLC, but it is used for a quest. We'll at least keep one for about 80 hours from now. Oh, it ain't there yet. So, the true way to solve a puzzle tower is to do this. You gotta go interact, seek 3 wise beasts, 3 turtles. So behind, there's gonna be 1. Over on the main road, gonna be another. And the 3rd one's tricky. You have to go to the pond behind here. He's actually invisible, so you can't even see him. But what you will see is little, like, bubbles. Yep, see little bubbles blowing in the water there. That's the 3rd one. The rise on the tower has opened. Now it has granted you access to go on up. So as I previously stated, as this is our 2nd tower we got, 90% of these towers have memory stones, giving us additional spell slots. So we're already up to 3. This is already going to put us up to 4. You know, quite nice. Now we got everything up here. We're going to go back down to Castle Morn Rampart. What we're going to do here is go to the left. We're looking at time. 12 minutes. I do not know if we pull this off. I know I want to. So as always, you're going to the pillar for your map fragment. Right here. And there's going to be a big old golem firing great arrows at you. Don't worry, we're going to go kill him. Yeah, I know, he's big, he's a little intimidating, but he's actually extremely easy to take down. But first, go on your right side, get your golden seed. See if you can move around his attacks. If he ends up hitting you, your horse is going to take front of the attack. You're not going to get, you know, much damage. But if you do just heal through it, it's not going to kill you. Look at that. It's not hard. So all it takes is just like the trolls. You're going to do 2 charge heavy. There's 1. There you go. And put him down with the critical, which I didn't even need. I already about killed him with that. Very easy. I mean, they look big and scary, sure, but they're pretty easy, you know, all in all. Now we can run up into the castle to get our first sight of grace. This is just for later. We'll have sights of grace up top, at the bottom, in the middle, all over everywhere that we've been. It's going to help us out. Now, when we leave here if we go on over to the right side, it's going to be a beach. You're going to see some jellyfish. So jellyfish, they can hurt you, but they're not so much an enemy. They kind of let you know something's around. Might be something hidden, might be a path, might be an item, might be a whole region in the underground. It's like these guys, and there's a whole hidden region over there. It's wild. The Atrial Leaf, that's a Somber 2. And just so we don't come back to do this later, let's run on up here to swing to the right. There's going to be a little swamp. In this swamp, there's only one real item. So if you go up to the second pile of rocks, you just go on up. There's like a golden rune 4 over here, but it's the only thing here. So there's no point, you know, of coming back here later to do this. Alright. Jump on down. I mean, you can kill the zombies. You can grab some crafting stuff, but there's nothing of, you know, like actual note over there. So we're going to go on back over to Castle Morn Rampart. And now let's go get some stuff for Faith, boys. Like I said, we've taken care of everybody at this point. Everybody besides Faith. And a lot of the stuff here for Faith, you guys are going to have to wait to use for, like, weapon-wise. Like, for higher requirements, is you need, like, 24 Faith and 20 dex for, like, this, we'll get a scythe for holy builds. But the spells, this first one, you will have the stats for. The second one's a really hard-hitting incantation, but it's going to be a while. So as we go back into this village, you're going to notice there's like a church on the right. We're going to get it, but go to the left first. Back in this village, you'll actually be able to grab a shield, which you're never going to use, so make sure you grab it. You know what I mean. Now we're going to go in this church, grab an item, then jump out to the right of the wall. So first up is the incantation right here, Flame of Frenzy. Then your tier, then just back out the right window. Hole in the wall. Window. Whatever the hell it is. Then we can kind of just go straight off this cliff, and we're heading straight for the edge over here. So when you get up here, if you go to the right and follow this down, this will get a side of grace. So if you do want to fast travel back here later, it makes it easy. But we're actually about to drop down. Like I said, this is just for later on. There you go, right there. Alright, now, this next part's a bit tricky, so we're going to have to drop down, kill a scarab while we're being attacked by a bunch of bats. As soon as the scarab's done, we get to go to the northeast corner and do like a little trick drop. And it sounds like a lot, but it actually goes pretty smooth usually. If you die, don't worry about it. So we want the scarab for the incantation, but we want to do the drop because it's like a big shortcut to what we're trying to do, and we're almost out of time in the episode. So, go ahead and drop. You'll eventually get comfortable with these, but at first they don't feel good. So stop, don't go all the way down. What you want is a weapon that does, whatever you have that does the most damage. You want to kill this thing fast as you can. Just normally take 3 hits with our weapon, it's 2. Now we're going to the northeast corner, and we're not going to jump all the way down, or northwest. We're going to hit this little nook right here. Land there. Then you drop, ensures that you won't die from fall damage. Like I said, guys, I took very detailed notes. So these routes, probably the best routes I could possibly think of. You know, I've went through this every which way you could think of, and these are the best routes I've found to, you know, make it really easy on everybody. So even that kind of, you know, may have seemed sketchy, but it still went really smoothly. It's just you do got to be careful. And you gotta have a weapon that does the most damage. You can kill that scarab as fast as you can. If you're sitting there swinging on it and it's rolling away, you have to chase it down. Them bats are probably gonna fuck you up. So after that, you're going straight, hugging the left side. And as soon as you see these poison flowers are in the right spot, you can come right down here, grab the faith tier. Then we're just kind of looping around to the left, doing like a little U-turn, and we're going uphill. And from the looks of it, we could actually fit in all of Weeping Peninsula because we're about done. And then next episode we can go to Liurnia and wrap up our early runaround stuff, which is going to be nice. So when you get here, hang to the right, we're going uphill. And there is our 5-minute reminder on the episode. So I knew we were almost out of time. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay. So we might have to do like one thing at the beginning of the next episode, but that's going to be it, really, to be honest with you. So get your sacred tear. Let's go ahead and throw that in. I mean, I guess I could have saved them to see how many we got, but I know we got like 5 at the very start. Yeah, so that was the 1, 2, that was the 3rd one, that's the 4th one, and we still have 1 more to get. If you go out here, you can get another small shield. So small shields do make it easier to parry. Besides that, you can just get some consumable stuff, some grease for your weapon. It's like magic grease or holy grease or something like that. Blood grease, okay. Now, going on downhill again, we'll be able to just go this way to the right, and we're going to go in some ruins. This too can be a bit of a suicide run. However, we already have on this talisman giving us 20 levels, so we have more to health, more to stamina, strength, and dex for weapon requirements. So if you're using this weapon, especially if you upgraded it with me to +2, it's not really going to be much of a problem. But when you get down here, take out the rats. We do not want them following us down. It's the last thing we want. Go right in between here. There's the second one. If you want to go and grab the stuff over here, I mean, we're here, you know. Alright, so no one should follow us in. Trina's Lily. These are actually pretty rare. I don't know. It says on the item description that they're exceedingly rare, but there's plenty of them. You know, you find plenty. So there's going to be 2 of the guys with the fire crossbolts and the rapiers. They're called pages. You see, they do a little bit of damage, but with our health, what it is, it shouldn't be too bad. Go, put him down. Pop the doors. This is gonna be your melee weapon for faith builds. One of them. Pretty good. It's a scythe. So meaning it actually does a lot of cool stuff here. So for 1, you're getting physical damage, you're getting holy damage, and you get blood loss buildup. You got 3 things going on for you there. It's really cool, really good. Stats are a bit up there. I forgot what dex was, but I know 24 faith. So dex is at 16 strength, so that's not too bad. Everyone has close to that at the start, so you just have to get your faith up to 24. But those are typically dex weapons. Another Evergel, you're going to get Stone Sword Key for, and, you know, we'll get to it when we do this area, but for now we're not worried about it. From here, just follow this straight on up, and we'll be able to get to the 4th Church of America, getting another sacred tier. That is our 5th, I do believe. 5th or 6th already. That's crazy, I know. Just gonna add that in. There's only one real thing left to get to here. For real. So if you go on down from there, this guy's going to tell you about a tower. This tower takes you to the capital. It's one little small area in the capital. The tower's way back over there. It's a transport trap. And that is going to get you a talisman that gradually restores your health. And there's also a little spell in here. It's not that good. We don't have the time. So I'm just going to save that for whenever we do this area. It just sends a projectile behind your target. So you can kind of start that at the beginning of a fight. And then, you know, you can start hitting with spells from the front, and, you know, it just kind of helps out, but it's nothing too crazy. We'll wait until we do Legion Peninsula, we'll do the tower then as well. Now, if you want to come here and get a lantern, we're going to pick one up in the area anyway, so we're not worried about it, but getting all of his 2s would be helpful for what we're trying to do next episode as far as upgrades go. Also has a Zweihander. Excellent, excellent strength weapon. Either way, guys, we are going to wrap up here, so next episode we have got everything from Limgrave, Caelid, and Weeping Peninsula, so we'll be going into Liurnia, getting all the maps and a lot of upgrade stuff, some incantations, more golden seeds, sacred tears, you name it. So that'll be our last runaround episode. Then the following episode, we'll actually be getting started on content and Limgrave and start knocking stuff out. So you guys stay tuned, and we'll see you back here shortly.